Two bears, one cave.
Craziest fight I've ever seen, been a part of. If you know about Preakness is the second leg of the Triple Crown, the horse race in Baltimore, right?
I love this story so much.
And you've got the Kentucky Derby and their hats and their drinks, and then you come up to Baltimore and you got like it's in a neighborhood that you would not go to unless you were going to the horse track. Okay,
What are you looking up? Triple Crown, Baltimore. That's a street.
That's a street. The Triple Crown.
No. That's a Triple Crown. Leave it up. You are going to be so amazed when you see the real Triple Crown. You're going to be like, this isn't Triple Crown Court in Baltimore, Maryland.
That's someone's
real house. This is the Triple Crown. It's a horse race.
Second leg of the Triple Crown. Triple Crown is the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and then the Belmont Stakes, right? That's if you win those three, that's American Pharoah finally did it. You know, that's your Triple Crown.
What are you, Pete Rose? How do you know all this?
Well, we go to the second leg is in Baltimore. It's the Preakness, right? Okay. So you know coming into Preakness who already won the Derby, and it's a fun day. You go down, but you get on a school bus at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And you pay a premium for kegs in the back.
I thought you were talking about you as a child. Like we get on a school bus, and I'm like, they take you to the Preakness?
Adults
are getting on a school bus.
In our 20s, renting a school bus, a shitload of us. Rent like 3 school buses. That's how many of us are rolling deep.
I love this.
And then you get the kegs on, whatever. And
this is why I'll never quit drinking.
This
story right here is so romantic to me.
I figured you would like this. That's how the day starts.
Oh, okay. Let's start it backwards. Like, I want to know everything. So
get up at like 6:30 in the morning. I
want to write a book.
Breakfast.
I want to write a book, a collection of stories of great day drinking events that comedians have had. And this
I've had a bunch of these, but this is the wildest of all of these.
So you get up at what time for this?
Probably like 6:30.
Oh, I love an alarm that's waking you up to drink.
To get breakfast, and then you get to the bus.
Big, heavy breakfast. You got to have a sturdy breakfast.
Yeah, because you don't know listen, the Preakness, the actual main race. So they sell these shirts at the end of that say horses. There were horses there because people just get fucked up.
I bet.
Okay, they pack 100,000 people in that infield. 100,000. Okay, where we sit these days, it's in the grandstands. Back then, it was 100,000 of us on the infield. And prior to that, so all right, so we get on the bus.
What time?
Like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
No cocktail before the bus. First cocktail on the bus.
First cocktail on the bus. Maybe a joint before. Settle yourself down. A little wake and bake, and then boom, drink the bus. And you're drinking the whole ride down. You're just pumping the keg. Everybody's
what kind of beer? No one cares. No one cares. What kind of beer?
I love it. I love it. Because you're going all day long.
Red Solo cups.
Sunglasses.
What kind of shirt are you wearing?
It's hot and you're going to be there all day. So you're wearing, in the morning it's chilly. So you got maybe a little hoodie, a t-shirt, some sweats, but jeans? Shorts under it.
Jeans?
No, because you're going to take those fucking things off.
Okay, so you're in shorts?
Sweats with shorts under it.
Okay.
So then when you get off the bus, it's a hoodie you're never going to see again.
Yeah, I love this. I love this.
You're
getting rid of clothes.
Behind.
We used to do that. We used to do that at Mardi Gras, where we'd put on an outfit that had like 4 layers, and we knew we were going to lose parts of it.
By the end of the day, that outfit is gone.
God,
or as they say in Baltimore, gone. So we're on the bus. We go down. You get, there's a big bus lot. You park, and then you have to go through remember, this is 20 some years ago, 25 years ago. You got to go through the ticket stall, like the thing. But back then,
if a woman talked back, you could hit her. Keep going.
What we used to do, and they would allow you, is the recycle trash cans you have here with the wheels. Mm-hmm. We would fill that with beer, and we would just wheel it with us everywhere we went all day long. Here's a beer for a joint. Here's a this for that. You're making friends everywhere. If 40 people go on your bus and there's 100 of you total, there's no way everyone's staying together. Once you get there, it's all right. Now let's get to our micro crew, and we'll run around. We'll meet girls. We'll whatever. We're gonna have a good time. We'll slip up, maybe make some bets, put a little trifecta on this. I love $10 on a long shot, just shit like that to have fun. Because there's races, the main race, that Preakness race, isn't until the end of the fucking day. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock. But you've been there since 8 a.m. and you are shit-faced. And depending on who you are, Our crew's got shrooms. Guys are tripping on acid, whatever you want. We've got the weed in there now, whatever, right? So we're in there, we're partying. And if you actually, Nadav, if you don't mind, look up the running of the urinals. It's a thing at Preakness.
I know what this is.
You know what it is?
I know what this is.
So my
where
buddy,
you get on the top and try to run across all the...
They sprint across, and people take unopened beers and throw them at... Yeah, there, and they kill you.
And this is at the Preakness. This is at the Preakness. This is fucking brilliant.
Yes.
And by the way, that's the TV show I want to do. Like, if you're asking Travel Channel, would you like to get back into television? I do. And I want to only do shit like running of the urinals. Keep going. By the way, this podcast... I do not want this podcast to end. This is so fucking fascinating to me. You have no idea how excited my first beer is going to be today. I'm already looking forward to it. Keep going.
Well, a good friend of mine is an electrician at Preakness. And after this running of the urinals a couple years, they're like, bro, they made he physically had to go separate the urinals so that you couldn't run across them anymore. Like, no one thought of that for a few years. Like, and maybe if we just put them 10 feet apart, 5 feet apart, they can't do it anymore. So he had to do that, unfortunately, ended the running of the urinals. But, so we're drinking, we're getting fucked up as always. That is standard. You're just getting annihilated. Then you have to someone's got to be sober enough to remember your bus number and where the fuck it parked in the lot, okay? But we're not the only, it's a sea of buses. People from all over the state and wherever are renting buses, right? And they're doing the same thing we're doing, getting fucked up from the moment they wake up until the moment they get back on that bus. And now the moment to get back on the bus is here, and we all start heading out. Now, in my group, the people I'm most concerned with are me, my 2 brothers, and my 2 cousins. A couple close friends. Outside of that, I don't give a fuck what happens to anybody else. So we're parked, and it's a row of buses. We're in this bus. We're facing this way like this. There's a bus right here to our left, okay? We don't know any of those people, but that bus is packed. And as we're slowly getting on our bus, there might be 6 people, 8 people. They're slowly coming in. There's a dozen. I'm watching this bus over here, and this bus is packed. And here comes this guy and girl that know these people. They're friends with these people. And they walk into the bus, and I don't know what's said. I don't know what happened. But the bus, all the people got up at one time, like almost like there is an animal. And they grabbed this guy. They fucked him up. I mean, they are beating this guy, and we're all in our bus like, holy shit, and they are killing this guy.
Like a pirate ship? Like all of a sudden the bus swung over and he was the only one that was there?
You don't even see him anymore. You just see people doing this. And then they throw him out of the bus door down, those wicked stairs? Oh, he goes down on his face, and here comes his girlfriend right behind him, and I was like, oh, all right, don't look at them. Don't talk to them. They just beat up a woman and threw her on top of the guy that kicked his ass first. Like, don't fuck with these people.
Shut up.
So, but we're as close as we are. Their bus windows are, that bus window you pinch and pull. We're right here, this close.
I'm going to need closure on this story.
Bro, so they start looking at us, and then they start spitting at our windows. The fuck you, the poo. So we're just shutting up and putting the windows up. We're just shutting up. I'm like, don't fight back. Just put the windows up. Just put them up. But there's this one kid, and I'm not going to say his full name. His name was Joe. And Joe never liked me, and I never cared for him, but only because he didn't like me. I had no beef against the guy. He just didn't like me. But he was a loudmouth punk, and he started running his mouth. And we're like, bro, shut the fuck up. Shut up. They just killed 2. That was probably his sister. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care. They don't even know us. Did you just see what they did?
Animals.
Bro. This guy keeps running his mouth. And I go, get the fuck off the bus then. If you're a man, you go over there and deal with that shit. This guy gets off the fucking bus. Okay? Now more people on our bus, maybe 20, 25 people. But this bus is packed. And we're bus locked. We can't get out. No matter what. We're waiting. A couple buses ahead of us got to go before we go anywhere. So we're stuck. And we're the last in the line, and they're the last. One behind us. So Joe gets off the bus, and he walks over, and he starts running his mouth under the windows. They're like, get the fuck up here and say that shit to our face. And I'm like,
come up the bus.
Bro. And he gets on the bus. And he's at the front of the bus where the driver sits. And they're like, why don't you come on back here? And we're just like, oh my God. And he does. He walks all the way back. And I mean 3/4 of the way back in that bus. And once he's deep enough, they surround him and they beat the fuck out of him. Listen.
I don't know. How else did I think it was going to end?
They beat the fuck out of him, okay? He walked on there with clothes. When they threw him off, all he had on was a pair of shorts. There was shoes, socks, and his shirt were gone, okay?
They beat him naked.
He got up, and his nose was pushed to the side of his face over here, okay? They beat him bad. I'll never forget watching, it was a Ravens like Monday night game where Haloti Ngata hit Roethlisberger in the helmet, and it broke his nose. It pushed his nose over here. They showed it on TV, like how far over it was. This dude's nose was like over here. I'm not kidding you. And he's on the ground, and he's out. He's done. And now they get off the fucking bus, and here they come. And they are fucking bashing our windows, spitting, punching. They're trying to get on our bus. Shit is going crazy. And this dude is laying what I think is dead, and I feel fucking horrible. So I'm like, somebody's got to get him. Now, we've got this big black lady as our bus driver, and she is not having it. She's like, oh, my God. Oh, hell no. Oh, they spitting. They spitting. You're not. And that's the favorite line I'll never forget. She goes, y'all ain't getting your security deposit back. That's what she said while our bus is getting rocked. And they are fucking smashing the windows. They're cracking the windshield. It is mayhem. Now, I'm on the bus. My 2 brothers on the bus. 1 cousin's on the bus. My other cousin, Gary, is also deaf, okay?
Oh, shut up.
He is. He's like,
this is a movie. This is a movie. This is a movie. I think this is a fucking movie with Sandra Bullock with the fucking see no evil. He's just out there with a corn dog. You're like, over here, and he's like, I can't hear you.
He's deaf as shit, 90% deaf. And he's taking his time. He's coming back, drinking his beer. But we're fucked up. We have been drinking all day.
Does he talk like a deaf person?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. He can't say Jimi Hendrix. He can't. He says Jimi Hendel. That's how he pronounces it, okay?
By the way, deaf people have the best laugh in the world. The best laugh. Because they don't know what they sound like. So they just like, it sounds like they're stomping pigeons. Just, it's the best laugh. It is the best. And by the way,
from the 2 of us.
By the way, I had deep dish pizza with 2 deaf people once. And I forgot that they were fans of mine, and we in Chicago, and I was telling jokes, and they're howling laughing in a restaurant, and it was like I was molesting them. They're like whatever. That's not the exact noise, but man, it was deaf people's laugh is the best laugh.
So I get off the bus like a moron because this kid's dead. And I walk through the crowd. I'm going through. Everybody's doing their thing. I grab him by the wrist, and I just drag him across the gravel.
Your deaf cousin?
No, this is the knocked out guy.
The naked guy with the sideways nose.
Yeah, sideways nose. I drag him across the gravel, literally dragging him. They put him up.
Oh, my God.
I get up through the back, the emergency. You know, remember when you rode a school bus? That was like the day that was like, fuck yeah, we get to jump out of the back of the bus.
I remember that.
So I get in that way. We shut the door, and now this is Baltimore. So now random people who are just passing by the alley in between are just getting in fight. They're just like, fuck yeah. They're just, God. So it's mayhem. Now there's maybe 50 people between these 2 buses. Like the path between you and I right now is just going off. And this lady starts the bus. She doesn't give a fuck. She's like, I don't give a fuck if everybody's on this bus or not. The bus in front of us leaves, right? My cousin, he's just, meandering through the fucking thing. And then, like anyone would, until you see this dust up, and he walks in, and we're like, Gary, and he can't hear shit. We're up in the bus, like, waving, trying to get him, like, Gary, and he's just walking, and he sees, but he's a Baltimore kid, born and bred, and
he's deaf.
Someone pushes him, and he's just like, yeah, and now he's in there, and he's fucking everybody, and I'm at the window here, and I'm reaching down the bus. When I'm grabbing his hair, I'm like, Gary, because he can't hear. I'm like, Gary,
Gary, there's a shark.
He's swatting and fucking fighting. I'm like, Gary, and he finally sees this boy. Get on the bus. Now all 5 of us are accounted for. I don't give a fuck anymore. They are bashing this, but our bus looks like it was on Jackass. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
I know that bus. I know that bus.
Annihilated. This woman's screaming. She fucking throws that thing in drive. The cops show up. Now the cops are pepper spraying everybody in between. The shit's in our like, get the fuck. And she just punches the gas and gets us the fuck out of there. Okay. We had another bus with us, but so many people were left behind. When they showed up, we all met at like this park and ride. Our bus looked like Richard Pryor's bus and Bustin' Loose. Their bus is all trashed, and there's like 100 people. They're sitting in the aisles. There's 3 to a seat. Like they packed them in there and came back, and that's the craziest fucking fight I've ever seen.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.